Right Honourable Speaker, the issue of sanctions. In your communication, Right Honourable Speaker, you said you are not bothered and you don't care about these sanctions. In fact, you mentioned that the only visa you are concerned about is the visa to Bukedia. And so you don't care about the visas to the US and to the UK and so on. I'm now surprised why then you seem very bothered. Because if you say you only care about a visa to Bukedia, why do you seem very bothered and angry about this issue? I think it should not bother you, Right Honourable.
I am not bothered at all. I am talking for 48 million Ugandans outside there.
That's all right.
And I am representing, I'm sitting on this seat for the 48 million Ugandans there. And secondly, I don't get handouts from those countries. There is an order.
I don't know why someone wants to put the speaker on order. Right Honourable Speaker, no one has said you get handouts from these countries. We are talking about...
Order, Madam Speaker. Order.
Right Honourable Speaker, we are talking about the sanctions, which indicated corruption, Mabati theft, and all of these different things. That which you're saying is a different matter. I don't know if somebody is accusing you of getting handouts from these countries. That has not come up, and that's not the issue. For me, my concern is, if you're saying you're only bothered about a visa to Bukedia, then you shouldn't be consumed by this issue, Right Honourable Speaker. You shouldn't be, because you also seem to be rallying us to join you in being angry over this matter. Because your concern is Bukedia, Right Honourable Speaker.
Leader of opposition.
But finally, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to implore government.
Switch on.
Thank you. I want to implore government, Right Honourable Speaker. Government, do not wait for foreign countries to sanction individuals, whether it be involved in Mabati theft, in corruption, and so on. Take action. Why do you wait for that? And then you begin to complain. When you're going to beg for aid, you don't complain. When they say now that we give you aid, that aid
there is
not
an
be stolen.
Order from Ogwang.
He's asking for clarification. I'll get it shortly.
Honourable members.
Don't wait as government. Members. Take action against corruption.
Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank the leader of opposition for the submission he's making, Right Honourable Speaker. The clarification I want to seek from LOP is that for purpose of the Speaker, is there any record by any competent court of law in Uganda that has been involved in any corruption matter? Number two, is there, as far as we are all aware, that they took former colleagues who are our colleague members of parliament are before courts of law? Have the case been adjudicated and confirmed that they are guilty? So if we are talking about the rule of law, was it in order for that respectable country to impose sanctions on such individuals?
And Honourable Okirori has something to say.
Right Honourable, he sought clarification from me. I thought in a minute.
I've given him, I'm the Speaker.
Okay, I can take that.
Most obliged. Right Honourable Speaker, I think we are... LOP maybe perhaps should be concentrating on more important things. I want to. This is my...
That means, Right Honourable Speaker, you're concentrating on non-issues according to Honourable Kiror.
I'm raising my point of order. I'm on a point of order.
You're the one who raised the issue, Right Honourable Speaker.
I'm on a point of order.
What Lope is talking about...
He is saying you're discussing non-issues, Right Honourable Speaker. I don't know if he's in order.
What Lope is talking is important. He's talking about something important. But what I'm also telling Lope, that Lope, don't even deceive yourself that I am hurt. Me, the Anita I know, me, to be hurt over those sanctions, forget.
That's okay, right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Peter Ogwang was seeking clarification from me regarding rule of law. I'll educate you a little bit because I'm a lawyer. Article 28(3)(a) of our country's constitution talks about presumption of innocence. That's our constitution. Now, the way sanctions operate, and I don't know whether we should be discussing sanctions issued by a country which has the prerogative to issue their own sanctions. Sanctions are not subject. I was clarifying. Sanctions are not subject of your local jurisprudence here. It's a diplomatic tool, there's
a procedure matter. Nathan, we have not started.
Right, Honorable Speaker. We have spent about an hour.
Give us 1 hour.
Right, Honorable Speaker, in one of your statements, you guided that the Minister of Foreign Affairs should come with a comprehensive statement. On a matter like this, the first expectation in diplomacy would be the ministry to summon the ambassador of the UK government and state the position of government of Uganda on this matter, and then be able to report to Parliament so that we can have a debate. Is it procedurally right for us to continue discussing this matter when actually we have not heard comprehensively on the steps that government has taken to engage the other country? Are we proceeding right, Honorable Speaker?
Honorable members, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, we will expect a comprehensive response on the action that you've taken on this. And I don't want anybody to think I am bothered of whatever is happening, but I am doing this for anything on me touches everybody in this house. I am the leader of this house. So when I say, some of you have property like I have not said search. I have not said stop putting search in my mouth.
And I can assure you, we as Parliament, we stand together on issues of morality of this country. There is no doubt about that. And I think each and every member of the House, you can't say it is the Speaker. It is so. It was a collective effort of the entire House. So if there is such an indictment, it's an indictment on the rest of, on all of us. That is important. And to that extent, I want us to stand firm. We shall get to know where it ends. We stand by you, the Right Honourable Speaker, in as far as enacting of that law is concerned, if that is the casus belli of all this that is unfolding. But I would hasten also to add, Right Honourable Speaker and members, that for us to sit by, there is a lot of ramifications and what our relationship with the Commonwealth shall be. The Speaker is the head. There are those engagements on annual basis. She's the chair of the speakers and presiding officers. So I think even those in UK, I saw the Deputy Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Mitchell. He ought to know the ramifications and the implications of sanctioning a speaker of a country. She is the head of the third arm of government. So there must be foreign affairs and government. You must tell us, how do we as a country proceed from here? What are our bilateral arrangements? What is the fate of our development cooperation that we share with the UK and the Commonwealth? Can we withdraw from the UK, from the Commonwealth? And I think the answer is no. Then what is the way forward? Because the head of the third arm, who represents us who are seated here, cannot go to the Commonwealth. In other words, we are decapitated. We are decapitated. We must state it. We must take the implications. How are we going to engage with the other 56 other countries under the umbrella of the Commonwealth? So it's a question that we must answer, and government must answer that. It was peculiar that the president even chose to keep quiet about it the other day at the Labour Day celebrations, because it isn't as easy as it comes. It isn't, honourable members. There is some weight on it. And I don't want to think that UK was not aware of the backlash of the fallout in all this. And to me, Right Honourable Speaker, it yet presents another opportunity on how, as a country,
Minister, I hope you're taking notes of what Sech is raising.
On how the country is proceeding on the question of corruption. To have your speaker sanctioned on account of larceny is such a grave matter. What is the rest of the country now? Probably I think they are now touching on the speaker to tell us as a country how we are proceeding. A speaker of an institution, the third arm. So I think, Right Honourable Speaker, when issues of corruption arise, why don't we get the opportunity to discuss them and for government to handle the same to its full conclusion? This is the problem. We are stuck. We cannot even present our voices to be heard well because the issue of the iron sheets was greatly mismanaged. It was greatly mismanaged. The Rugorobis, the Chitutu, the Nandutus were those arraigned before court. And to me, having cabinet ministers and ministers attending court, then in the afternoon they go to attend cabinet. What indicators are we giving to the international community? So for me, on the question of homosexuality, I want us to disaggregate it. That one we all stand together. But on the question of corruption, honourable members, I beg your indulgence, that we must tackle it. We can't let it go. The other day we had an opportunity to look at ourselves as parliament. When the issue of the handshake, the service awards came, Right Honourable Speaker, I've never given us the opportunity to debate it. Despite my constant standing here, can we have a look at ourselves? Or must we hide ourselves now in the same cloak? For me, I'm not part of that. If the UK is sanctioning and targeting the corrupt of this country, it's because we as a country have failed. We have let down the people of Uganda. Where everybody knew, some ministers said that the anarchists came through their windows to their compounds and they were let scot-free. The unfortunate ones, the three, were arraigned before court, and others are continuing to occupy the front bench. And the president made a very simple promise: I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them. Where is the following we were talking about? So to me, honourable members, Right Honourable Speaker, you better seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity and say no to corruption. Lead the way so that as a country we can stand by you. But when this institution is full of loopholes, the allegations of corruption, the service awards abound, and we cannot debate them, we cannot discuss them, what should we do? It is only seeming that now the foreign countries are the ones doing the job we are supposed to do. So I don't want members to hide about sovereignty of the country.
They cannot search.
Yes.
Honourable government, you respond on the issues of the handsheets, but I'm telling you, the foreign country cannot. We're a sovereign country. I mean, UK cannot come and run our country. They cannot.
Thanks for the guidance, Right Honourable Speaker.
We are going to handle the issue of the corruption. That is okay. Perceived corruption. You know, somebody should be proved that, like the ministers who are in the court. There were so many people, about how many. Honourable Bua, do you want to say something?
Before you can come up, let us be open. I'm really making my humble and honest call to you, Right Honourable Speaker. Let us start with ourselves. We cannot continue hiding. We are condemning other foreign countries when we have let down this country.
Honourable Speaker, as a former journalist for 14 years, I want to join journalists in celebrating World Press Freedom Day, a very important day on which we remind government to protect the rights of journalists as they operate. Sadly, though, many times they face a lot of brutality from the state, which should be protecting them as they do their work. Our hope is that we can get commitment from government on this particular issue, but also to call upon the employers of these journalists, because as the state brutalizes them, their employers in one way or another ill-treat some of them. Poor pay and all of these issues that need to be addressed. So hopefully this day is a good reminder to all the stakeholders to treat journalists with respect and to empower them as they execute their mandate.